I want to know about the first time you put these cigars in front of Michael Jordan.
I showed up at Michael's gate out in the suburbs, number 23 on the gate. That wasn't the first time he received my cigars, but it's the first time I met him. You know, Michael's no nonsense, and he wanted the best. So I started, it wasn't like there was a reaction to Michael when he got them, because I brought in my 4 bags, and Michael's like, I want that, I want that, I want that. And then it was like, can you get this? I said, I'll work on it, Michael. This was one thing. What can you get that's special that nobody else can get? And I said, I got it for you, Michael. I had a roller in, her name was Andrea, and she had been Fidel's personal roller. They were like a movie, Fidel's personal rollers at the El Laguido factory. That's where they made the Cohibas, and it was in a beautiful fraction of Cuba where Fidel had one of his private residence very close to there. She was locked in a room. They were searched before they went into the room and searched before they came out to make sure nobody's poisoning Fidel, because the CIA had a plan to poison him through his cigars. So armed guards preparing this, and now she was a civilian again and working at a renowned factory store, and she could hand roll cigars that nobody else could get. So do you know what the Bellicoso is, the torpedo? Well, she could make those in the double Corona size.
Wow.
But they didn't have a mold. She was a skilled craftsman. So she made the mold formed them out of newspaper, and it took a long time. And then they had one that's called like a Salomao extra large, and I had those made for Michael, but it backfired on me. I had to wait for her to hand make those. They were really, really expensive. Handmade, hand-rolled, premium, hand-picked tobacco made for Michael. Sell a bunch of these to Michael, and then some guy, you know, we're surrounded by know-it-alls that know nothing. He tells Michael those are fakes. I get the phone call from Richard, and Richard's like, you got to calm Michael down right now, Scott. So I call Michael, and he's like, these are fake, Scott, and what's up with all? And I said, Michael, please hear me out. You wanted special what no one can get. He said, this guy pulls out a book and he shows Michael, look, they're not in the book. Well, the book is for me and you. These are for presidents and dignitaries. This woman makes these handmade. And I said to Michael, I would never, ever pull anything like that on you. It is an honor that you befriended me and trust me. He calmed down, and I went back to Cuba, and I had that woman, I have the video. She says, Michael Jordan, these are made for you.